everybody, it's Tyler here at Space City Signature Event, checking in with 67101G Genesis, a fantastic looking robot. A lot of stuff will be going into this as well. You got to check out just some of this awesome custom laser cut delrin that they're running on this robot. Doing some cool stuff with it, with some auto alignment that I'm really happy to see. And we're going to be talking about how they switched over from their previous wall stick mech over to their Lady Brown, how it's all working out for them, and a lot of the great integrations. So let's learn more about this team coming up here on Pits and Parts. So Derek, let's kind of start out ground up on here. Tell me just a little bit more about your drive, but something I really want to focus on too is you're running a 1.5 motor intake. I'd love to hear more about that.
So our drive is 450 RPM, 36 to 48, 600 RPM cartridges. We use these small Master Car spacers to be able to get the spacing we want, and that all leads into our intake. Our intake, there is a half motor right here and a full motor right here. Middle stage is 200, and this is geared 1-to-1. The top stage is 600, bottom stage is 600. So
why was that the right configuration for your team?
So originally we were running a one motor intake, and it would overheat really easily. So we thought about adding a little more power. It would make our cycle time a lot faster, and it has. It's greatly improved our cycle time and how we're able to score wall stakes.
And overall, as we're catching here, you only played a couple matches so far here at Space City. Have you been happy with it?
Yep.
Very cool with that. One of the things I love hearing about too are other improvements that have gone on with the robots. So let's talk about with Ian. You had a previous wall stick mech and you moved over to the Lady Brown. So talk to me about what you had. Talk to me more about the process going over to Lady Brown and how you have enjoyed that improvement so far.
So at the beginning of the year, we started with a claw that would have to take it off the ground, which as the driver, it's very hard to pick it up off the ground during a match because people are just ramming you, and it's just not as consistent as having something with our intake. So we decided after our event in Nebraska, we needed something that interacted with our intake. So after doing some research, we have found that a Lady Brown mech works best. So if you'd like to. So it just comes up on a macro, so I don't have to mess with it, and then we just intake it up, and it goes right in, and then it's super easy just to score on any wall stake. And it's very consistent and very fast.
So for you guys, we've been hearing obviously a lot of teams go to Lady Browns. If you look to the future as well too, do you think Lady Brown's still the way to go? Even like looking maybe at your next event, that sort of thing?
I believe Lady Brown will probably make it to Worlds because I don't foresee anything else overtaking it that's better. Maybe they'll make improvements where you can do 2 rings at once with the Lady Brown, but that's what I foresee happening.
That's a strong statement there. I'm looking forward to see how that is, but so many teams are using it and having great success as well too, so that's really cool to see. As we keep moving on here, let's pass it over to Patrick. Patrick, talk to me more about the hang that you have on there, and then your Mogo mech with the auto alignments. Cool stuff that's going on with that too.
So basically for our hang, we have integrated 2 little hooks on the sides here. Before we had one base, hang mechanism that would just lift up and grab onto the bottom bar, but as we installed the Lady Brown mech, there wasn't enough room for it. So we put these 2 hangs on the sides that just pop up on a little button, and it works really well, honestly. And it can support everything well, and it's really good. So for another thing, like our aligners, for one thing, we needed a way to capture our Mogos as efficiently as possible. And so the way that we laser cut all these pieces to flow the Mogo right into the Mogo holder, it really helps out. So we can really come from any angle and it'll just align itself right into the holder. So, and then for our other aligner, we have one on the front here for wall stakes. This one will, it helps like correct human error. So basically, instead of having to line up perfectly all the time, just by using our eyes, we can rub up against the wall stake and it'll hook right in the middle. That way we're instantly aligned. So it works really well for us so far.
So when you're looking from a strategic standpoint on there, was that something you're like, hey, like we're noticing we're able to get a little bit faster match cycle or cycles out of the wall stakes, that sort of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, it was just way more consistent and more efficient for us.
Derek, I love the delrin that you have on here, by the way. I think overall just, aesthetically it looks great, but there's a lot of other functionality to it. We talked a little bit about it. What else do you want to cover on that? And then tell me more about what you're doing from programming side too.
So all of our laser cut delrin was CADed on Onshape, and I like having that ability to CAD on Onshape because that's where our CAD model is. So Once I'm done catting the plastic, I can put it into our actual like build, so I can see, okay, this might have a problem, this might be too far. So all of this is like precise, and we figure out the problems before we even build it. So one thing I really do like is our is this piece of these two liners back here. Basically, once we have 6 rings on top, we're still able to score Lady Brown because the rings aren't coming back into the robot. And we've seen a lot of teams went at mall that have these, and at mall we were getting our rings stuck inside the robot. So originally we tried one buys, and then we switched to delrin so it can be a lot more lighter.
So wrapping up this robot here, you talked to me earlier using a PID and stuff like that. What else from a programming side do you want to cover, or do you want to highlight on this robot?
So we are using an optical sensor. That's we use it a lot in our autons. So I'm running a while loop, and after I pick up the goal, I drive forward, and then it waits until it sees the blue or red hue, and then it goes forward. So we're not scoring multiple rings. Last match it didn't work. I need to fix that, but usually it works around 85% of the time. And when we try to pick up a red or blue ring, it either spits it out here or spits it out here, depending on the hue color. Because we figured out that if the hue color is lighter, it's going faster, but if it's a little bit dimmer, it's going slower. So we can put it out here if it's going a little dimmer.
Well, your team has a skills win already this year, so good luck, of course, here at Space City as you get ready to hopefully qualify for Worlds. We can't wait to see how you do, but thanks for telling us time. Tell us more about this awesome machine, and good luck throughout the rest of the competition season. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you so much.